Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday we have seen a amazing game between Magnus Carlsen and Vidit Gujrathi in Tata Steel 2022 and round 11, where Magnus was playing with white pieces and Vidit was playing with black pieces. The result went draw, but the game was amazing. With the, I mean the Vidit held amazingly well. Also, Magnus missed some move where he could win the tournament. And I mean, he has won the tournament already, but he could win the match as well. So we'll start with the moves that he has played. Start with e4. Vidit has replied with e5 and the symmetrical opening now. Uh, Bishop c4, knight f6, d3, knight c6. Knight f3, bishop c5, and the Italian gambit over the board now. Uh, Now we have several openings from here. Magnus could have play the pawn on c file like c3 here. Um, c3 and could have gone with the um, knight to d7, knight to d2. But Magnus decided to go with the knight c3, and with it did h6, h3, a6, a4, d6, bishop e3, bishop takes e3, um, fe3. Here both were following the game between that was played between Aronian in Tata and Blitz tournament. So they were following that game. But the move now with it moved bishop e6, b3, with it short castled. Magnus also short castled, d5. The move d5 is a novelty. I mean there was no game between any player played from here, so it was a novelty move. Novelty means you will not find any game in history that has played d6. So let's go ahead with the Magnus move. Magnus take with e5, e takes d5, n- knight takes d5, queen d2, knight takes c3, queen c3, queen d6, knight d2, knight d2, f5, stopping the idea of knight e4, b takes e6, bishop takes e6, queen takes e6. Now Magnus decided to go in the end game by and offered queen trading, and with it accepted and did the queen c4, bishop pawn b takes c4, e4. This was a brilliant move, I must say. I mean, in while I was watching the game, I was looking for the move knight b4, but with it did this spectacular move like e4, and Magnus decided not to destroy his pawn structure and move d4 ahead. So another brilliant move from Vidit is f4, and I mean he has he is giving his pawn at free, like he is sacking his pawn on the e file like e4, knight takes e4, and then uh, f takes e3, then the game's on. So Vidit has given the sack now. But Magnus has decided to take with the rook f4. Vidit also did rook f4. E takes f4. Knight takes d4. Knight takes e4. Knight e2. This was a brilliant move. Vidit would have also gone like um, this knight c2 idea, and threatening to take the rook on a1, but Vidit went for the check and taking the pawn on f4. So this was the idea that Vidit had in his mind. Um, then king f2, knight takes f4 in the next move. Rook b1 that Magnus played in his game and threatening to take on b7 pawn. B6 Vidit played. Magnus did c5, threatening to take b6 pawn, and if Vidit takes c6, c takes b6, then Magnus would have played rook takes b6 and would be a pawn up. So Vidit went with a new idea, like and shifted his rook to f file, f8, rook f8, c takes b6, um, c takes b6, and here, I mean, there was, I mean, if you are looking for taking rook takes b6, would have a blunder from Magnus, because now knight goes d5 is a discovery check from f8 rook, and you will lose the rook completely. I mean, you will be a rook down. So it would have been a blunder. So uh, Magnus went c4, stopping knight um, stopping knight d5 idea, and however Vidit went for knight d5, and did a discovery check. King e2. Now Vidit blundered this move. I mean, here Vidit misjudged his move and blundered with rook e8. Why, we will see in few moves ahead. I mean, we will look into it this also. Uh, pawn takes, I mean, c takes d5, rook takes e4, king d3, and rook a4. I mean, Vidit captured his pawn, this pawn. Vidit, but chopped his pawn, but Vidit missed the move d6. Now the pawn on d file is a passer and could be a dangerous at any point. If if Vidit missed any one move or did a waiting move here, then it could be dangerous for Vidit, and maybe even result as a loss also. So Vidit went with the idea king f7, and Magnus finds the best move here, and it seems that Vidit missed this move that cuts VD's, I mean Vidit's king from e file, and that is rook e1. This moves is a spectacular move from Magnus Carlsen, and now what Vidit did, we will see. Like Vidit went rook a5, king d4, rook a2, king d5. This was a spectacular move. Now if you will go for, I mean, go for the free pawn at g2 pawn, then you would have lose the game. Like let's go with this variation also. Let's see if rook takes g2, and if Vidit will take this pawn on g2, then this will be a loss, lose a tempo. King c6 does not work here, so the good move is d7. And now if Vidit gives check back, then the king moves to c6, Um, c6, rook c2, and Vidit will lose the pawn on b6 file like this. Rook b2, king c7, rook c2, king d8, a5, and this single pawn on a file cannot do much. So this will be a complete loss for Vidit. So Vidit idea like rook d2 here, giving the Magnus king check. Magnus went king c6, b5, d7. I mean, here world champion also missed the move. Please pause this position and find the best move and comment here down. I mean, if you have seen rook e7, it is a best move if you have seen this, because rook e7, king f6, rook c7, rook c2, king d7, rook d2, d7, king e7, king c8, rook takes d7, rook takes d7, and you are a complete rook down and you will lose the game. So, world champion also missed the move and he did d7 here. Uh, that went the game with the favor as draw. Now rook c2, king b6, rook d2, king c7, rook c2, king d8, b4, rook e7, king f8, rook e3, king f7, rook e7, king f8, rook e7, rook e5, g6, re6, rook e6, b3, rook f6, check, king g7, king e7, rook e2, rook e6, rook takes e6, king takes e6, b2. Um, Magnus promoted his d8 to queen. Vidit also promoted his b1 to queen. Queen c7, king g8, queen g8, king g7, and here both agreed to draw and Carlsen became the champion as Duvov tested positive and out of the tournament. So the analysis of this game, reason behind this, because I like this game very much. It is full of tactical ideas here. This is that is all for here for now. Please share and subscribe the channel and hit the like if you have liked, and share your ideas in the comment section if you have something and suggestions to share. Have a great day. Bye bye, see you, thanks a lot.